Hey y'all, sorry about that. It's July the 25th, 2017. And y'all, I want to holler at y'all about something. It might take a minute. Thing is about the tribulation. Alright? And we discuss that a lot on this channel. Obviously, the tribulation, basically what it is a divide. People are being divided from other people. Right? And the divide, in fact, is growing bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on. And that is the tribulation, right? And turns out it's actually a global process. It's happening in every corner of the earth. People are becoming very divided from other people. It's called the tribulation. You know what I'm saying? I bring that up, and I bring it up a lot. But I bring it up right now just to reiterate that, you know, as it would happen, Donald J. Trump, somehow has became one of the most significant parts to this tribulation, right? And a few years ago, you might not have seen it coming at all. I know I didn't see it coming. But as it turns out, yeah, Donald Trump is basically becoming a centerpiece when it comes to the division of people here in America and abroad. Thing is, Donald Trump would like to say, you know, that he unites people. He's a very unifying factor. And in a sense, he's correct. Right? All sort of people who have all sort of different backgrounds, they do come up under the tent of Donald Trump. And they meet each other and they enjoy each other's company. Thing is, he does unite people in a sense, but actually, he's much, much, much more successful at dividing people. Sincerely, Donald Trump is very divisive, and I'll be the first one to bring it up. Very divisive. He's very successful at it too. Right? And something to be noted. Like I said, he's one of the most notable aspects of this tribulation, of this divide that's taking place. Dude, he's real good at it. Real good at it. Alright, and it's something to think about, man. Like I said, man, it's a very big divide. Alright, and just to describe the divide, you have two sides. Only two sides. It's like a coin with two sides. Only two. Right? On one side, what you're going to find is people who love Donald Trump, who love him, who love everything he does. Right? They get on their knees and they thank God every single day that Donald Trump's the president. You have to understand those people exist. There's people out there who really, really like Donald Trump. Right? Maybe they're not as in love with Donald Trump, but they like him. They really like what he's doing. There's people out there who like some of the stuff that Donald Trump's doing, and at the same time, they don't like some of the other stuff happening in and around the Trump camp. They're wary of certain things, right? There's people out there who are indifferent, who don't even follow politics. They don't have the heart for it. They don't have the stomach for it. They don't have the mind for it, and that's all right. I can't blame them for that. They're all right. They're just all right. These people, all these people who I just described to you, are on one side. All of them. They're on one side exclusively. On the other side of this division, there's people who I have to explain to you hate Donald Trump. They hate him. They hate Donald Trump. They wake up hating Donald Trump. They go to sleep hating Donald Trump. They eat their Apple Jacks, just simply thinking about in the back of their mind hating Donald Trump. They hate him. Their life revolves around hating him. That is their number one mantra and goal in life, is to hate and hate and hate Donald Trump. Everything he does, regardless of what he does. It does not matter. They all hate it. They'll be very vocal about it too. Alright, that's kind of expressing themselves. Like I said, they're on the other side of this complete drastic divide. They're all to themselves. There is nobody else there on that side with them. Only people who have an extreme hatred for Donald Trump. And whether or not if they feel comfortable in voicing their hatred, they think about him all day long. And they hate him. Alright, you gotta understand, there's a lot of people in media, in mass media, who fall under this little umbrella of hating Donald Trump. They hate his guts regardless all day. Some of those people are easy to point out, such as NBC, MSNBC, ABC, CNN, so on and so forth. They hate Donald Trump, and the thing is, they don't mince words and they don't bother to hide it. Alright? Nothing matters. Nothing else matters, to include the economy. That really doesn't matter. Foreign policy really hardly matters. You know what I'm saying? Their socio concerns, they don't matter. None of it matters. Alright? They might get 5% of airtime and stuff like that. What gets 95% of their airtime is they hate Donald Trump. They hate him, 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 they hate him. They won't hear anything else. Alright? So they're obviously on that one side of people who hate Donald Trump. And so, of course, Facebook hates Donald Trump. For sure, Mark Zuckerberg hates Donald Trump. You'll never hear him say something good about Donald Trump. So the thing is, Facebook hates Donald Trump, and they'll tell you what's trending. They'll tell you what's popping in the news, just in case if you didn't know. They showed me something earlier, and it's from Business Insider, apparently. And, of course, you would think, well, it's Business Insider. They probably like businessmen, so they'll probably like Donald Trump and stuff. You know, it only makes sense. No, they don't like Donald Trump. Of course they hate him. They hate him, obviously. Business Insider, they hate him. They hate Donald Trump. So what they did is they saw the Boy Scouts of America's Jamboree or something like that, National Jamboree. They saw Donald Trump giving a speech in front of all these Boy Scouts. From what I understand, it's about an hour-long speech. What they did is they whittled it down to about 3 minutes, obviously, right? They wanted to cut a whole bunch of stuff out and make their little news and stuff, and they put it up on Facebook, and I seen it. It was a video clip, lasted about 3 minutes. Like I said, it was from Business Insider, and like I said, it's trending here on Facebook. 3-minute clip, and what was described in the headline and the sub-headline was, "This is Donald Trump. He is so bizarre. Check out his bizarre behavior. See the crazy, insane things he's telling the Boy Scouts of America." They make a 3-minute clip, and honestly, it was unimpressive. They whittled down an hour-long speech to 3 minutes, and even that wasn't that bad. Right? I personally didn't see anything very bizarre. To be honest with you, I watched it, and I watched it, and I watched it again. What I saw was things that could have been described as perhaps inappropriate. Maybe not the most appropriate things to say to Boy Scouts. Alright, but that's debatable. In no way did I see anything bizarre. So it just shows you how Business Insider is reaching and reaching and reaching and reaching, and they just want some sort of scandal. It doesn't matter. They'll go to the Boy Scout Jamboree speech and dig around for all sort of scandal in there, and they won't find it, but they will make a clip and just call it bizarre, because that makes sense. Alright, that's productive. So with that being said, you can obviously watch the clip. You can watch the speech in its entirety if you want to. You can watch this clip. You're not going to see anything bizarre. But what you will see is the divide, dude. The divide just keeps taking place. Alright, can't stop, won't be stopped. So you just have to go down the comment feed and you'll read all sorts of bizarre divisions take place, alright? So I thought we would go ahead and take the opportunity to do so. Alright, just dive into the comments, if you will, to witness to the divide that's taking place. It's clearly taking place in black and white in front of everybody's face for everybody to see. So let's just dive into it. A man by the name of Jeff Sanford, he left a comment under the video, in which I'll leave a link. It'll take you right to the video, obviously. Jeff Sanford says, "Something is wrong. Something is wrong." He said, "This is the kind of speech Hitler made to Hitler Youth. It's scary." Listen, I don't know German at all. Sometimes you see Hitler speeches with subtitles up under them. It did not in no way, in any sort of way, not at all, not even close to it look like to a Hitler speech. Not at all. I've seen Hitler, dude. I saw him in history class. He was shown to me over and over and over and over and over again for years and years. Hitler looked completely different in every way. I mean, he was boisterous. You could have described him as angry. You could have described him as off the wall, bouncing off the walls and stuff. That's not at all what this speech looked like. And it is scary. It really is scary, Mr. Sanford. Christopher Call said, "Oh my God, after years of brainwashing from the social media and leftist socialist teachers, the president made a speech that is the truth." Oh, that's hurtful. That's very hurtful, what he said when he said the truth. Christopher Call says, get a life, lefties. And he put a smile face, or he put a frown face. He put some sort of face. I don't know. He said, "Get a life, lefties." That's a good idea. Estelle Nansdale says, "Oh my God." She says, "That is horrifying. To say those things to young people, I can't believe he would try and brainwash people at such a young age." In front of their parents, by the way. It's funny how that you couldn't believe it, because it's kind of a hard thing to do. To brainwash children in front of their parents, that actually is hard. Alright, so she says she can't believe it. I can't believe it either. Hey, Estelle, on the internet, all day, I see, like, grown-ass adults, and they're teaching children how to masturbate. They're teaching them why to masturbate. Little tiny children. They're teaching them why. They're teaching them how. They're teaching them how to safely be anally penetrated. They're teaching them all sort of things. I see it all day. So, when you say it's horrifying, what he's been saying in front of young children, yeah, I understand there's more horrifying things being told to young children, unfortunately, Estelle. Patty Pro-Ferez says, "It was an assault on our youth and our democracy. Where is his little black mustache?" I guess that's a Hitler reference. "And what about the yacht story? Trump is utterly a sicko." Patty Pro-Ferez, she said, the First Amendment, the president has an opinion. He says that in front of, he says his opinion out in public in front of everybody to hear. That's an attack on our youth. Not only that, our democracy. When the president of the United States uses his First Amendment to say his opinion, that is an attack on our democracy, says Patty Pro-Ferez. She says, "Where's his little black mustache?" She says, "What about that yacht story? Trump is a sicko." First of all, Trump did not go into the details at all about what he was explaining about the yachts. But here, I'll go into some detail. What he was explaining is that certain people do very perverted, disgusting things, probably involving children. They do so on yachts and stuff. They do so in secret. And it's disgusting and it's unacceptable. This is what Trump was referring to. Yeah, Trump's a sicko for saying that. He's a damn sicko for mentioning the fact that his children are at risk and in danger due to perverted, disgusting pedophiles who exist and who get away with their behavior. Trump is the worst, dude. Trump's disgusting. Why would he bring that up? Eric Padron says fake news, and that's funny because, that's all you have to do. Eric Padron, right on the money. All you have to do is say 2 words, and you completely defeat and debunk every single person who hates Donald Trump to the greatest of their abilities, you'll defeat them by only saying 2 words. Fake news. And what's the most ironic is they invented the term. The very same people who hate Donald Trump invented the term fake news, and now they can't run away from it fast enough. Stephanie Mackenzie Marcinkowski says, I watched the speech in its entirety. Thank you, Stephanie. She watched the whole entire speech. She said the key points are this: values, perseverance, and hard work lead to success. Damn, Donald Trump, how could you be more perverse? You're talking about values in front of Boy Scouts? You're talking about perseverance and hard work, you damn disgusting individual? Why would you tell that to our children? Hard work leads to success. That's totally inappropriate. Gosh dang it. Amal Chavan says, double thumbs up for the Merry Christmas comment. That will bring a lot of liberal tears. Double thumbs up. Whenever you bring up Merry Christmas, and understand Donald Trump brings it up every time. Understand Obama. He looked like he was itching whenever he brought up Christmas or anything like that. He looked like he really needed a Snickers bar. Like he wanted to get the hell up out of there. Donald Trump says Merry Christmas like he's Santa Claus. Alright? And it will bring a lot of liberal tears. They hate Christmas, they hate Christ, they hate everything, to include Donald Trump. Gary Thing Nguyen says, what scares me is not him. He says, what scares me is the audience that is cheering for him. Gary Thing Nguyen says, that is 45,000 plus young individuals that is stepping to life and guarded by this crazy administration. That is scary, ain't it? It's real scary. It's real scary when the president of the United States, it's so scary when he makes a speech and people volunteer to come see him make the speech because they want to hear exactly what he's talking about. It's so scary when parents bring their children to a Boy Scout meeting. That is scary, dude. That's terrifying. To hear the president of the United States speak, that's like a nightmare. Gary Thing Nguyen, that's like a nightmare. I can't believe that happened. Laurent Innocenti says, already 6 months in office, and this egocentric little man still making campaign speeches. She says, in 6 months, he did nothing but to blame the media and the former president. That's pathetic. Laurent Innocenti said that's pathetic, what he did. Alright, and she points out that Trump has done nothing. Has done nothing 6-7 months. He's basically pulled an Obama for the past 6-7 months. Yeah, that's true. Actually, the economy, for some reason, is bolstered. I don't know why, but it's like up here now. For some reason, jobs are coming off the trees like damn crab apples, and for some reason, the stock market is up at record levels. Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible, by the way. I mean, Trump's done nothing, by the way. It's weird because over the past 6-7 months, countries all over the world have been showing respect to us the way that they haven't been doing for decades, but Trump's been doing nothing. Trump's made absolutely no difference. All he does is complain and stuff, and it's pathetic, dude. It's unbelievable. Hilda Strickjen Vicja, who obviously is not from this country, Hilda Strickjen, said, I thought the idea of having great leaders, speaking of the young people, was to inspire and to guide. The Scout leaders should think twice before continuing their work. The leader that they have chosen to speak to their kids currently does not correlate with their values as a Scout. I think Baden Powell might be spinning in his grave if he knew about this. And I'm just going to go ahead and guess that Baden Powell is the inventor of the Boy Scouts. I'm going to go ahead and guess because I don't know. But yeah, you know, dude, why would the Boy Scouts invite the President of the United States, dude, to make a speech to kids, dude? Isn't that the worst idea ever? Because certainly his values don't correlate with the Boy Scouts. Like Stephanie Mackenzie said earlier, when it comes to values and perseverance and hard work leading to success, what does that have to do with the Boy Scouts? Obviously, that's inappropriate and bizarre. Angelina DeLuna, she said, have you watched Hillary's speeches at all? At all of her invites? And she misspelled Hillary. We all know she's talking about Hillary, but she accidentally spelled it Killary. She said, it's disgusting. She's a sore loser. You can go and check on any video on the internet. On any one of them. She's being disgusting and a sore loser and blaming everybody for everything. She said, these words of Hitler are her words. Because, yeah, you remember Hitler blaming all sort of everybody for, you know, the downfall of Germany. And those are the same exact words Hillary's using for herself. She's blaming everybody. She won't let it go. Nobody cares about her. Nobody likes her, dude. Everybody wishes that she would stop talking. And this is to include Democrats. And yet she's still talking. She's still blaming everywhere she goes. Alright, blaming everybody for her losing. By the way, Angelina says, Merry Christmas to everybody. Because the phrase Merry Christmas, that's hateful, dude. You're hating on everybody for that. When you bring up Jesus Christ, you're a hateful individual. And Donald Trump, he does it like all the time. And it just shows how hateful he is. Daniela Hansen Espinosa, she says, liberals and the media. She said, the more you bash this kind of stuff, the more Trump and his supporters will feel vindicated and fired up. First of all, let me stop you right there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The more y'all keep up this charade with the Twitter outrage and everything like that, you are gassing up his supporters. For show, you are firing them up. For sure. Daniela Hansen Espinosa is definitely correct about that. She says, start ignoring his crazy remarks, please. And this is what I've been saying. On his Twitter, he does crazy remarks. Stupid ones. It is a trick. Y'all are falling for it. Can't stop y'all because y'all want to fall for it. She says, start ignoring his crazy remarks, please. His policies will soon catch up to his supporters' lives. And then, and only then, will they know it was all a big lie. That's right. See, Donald Trump, he's out for himself and nobody else. So, when the economy is bolstered, as soon as Donald Trump steps into office, when the stock market goes to record proportions, when you see jobs coming from every which angle, what that is Donald Trump's rhetoric catching up with his supporters, unfortunately. It's catching up with them. The big lie. Teresa McElduff says, from Down Under says, I'm glad my boys didn't attend as Aussie ambassadors to this Jamboree. She's from Australia. She says, what an international idiot. God, what a stupid international idiot when you think about it. This guy who gets everything he wants and stuff, and he just balls all over everybody. He's a stupid idiot retard. How can you get billions of dollars without being a stupid idiot and a fool? You don't know what's going on because, of course, you get everything you want and you're a billionaire, so you gotta be stupid. She says, I love the USA. It's becoming my second home. Well, thank you for that, Miss Australian lady. She says, becoming my second home, and it's becoming the joke of the world. All right? It's becoming the joke of the world and your second home at the same time. How about you go back to Australia? How about you never come back because nobody wants you? How about that, Teresa? Why don't you go back to your first home? All right? I'm sorry about that. But she says it's becoming a joke of the world. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Hey, Teresa, I don't even know the president of Australia. That's funny to me. It's almost like a joke. How does that inspire any of our young leaders, she said, to do anything? How does being spoken to directly by the President of the United States inspire the youth to want to do anything? I don't know. I don't know how it would do that. She said, it's just a collection of tweet captions and self-promoting slogans. Get rid of him, guys. You deserve better. All right. Yeah, the 3-minute clip that you watched, certainly it's a collection of tweet captions and self-promoting slogans. Certainly it is. It was actually an hour-long speech, by the way. Actually, you're too lazy to watch it, by the way. She said, get rid of them, guys. You deserve better. You know what's funny about that? Is, oh, we're the joke of the world as Americans, but we deserve better, so we should get rid of them. Who would we replace them with? Give me one name. Give me one name, a lady from Australia. Give me one name. Who would we replace them with? All right, because I can easily debunk whatever name you give me. Unless you tell me Ron Paul, then I can easily debunk anything that you're about to say. Any person. Give me one name. You can't give me one name. All right, and we deserve better and stuff like that. I'm sure we do, but give me one name. Teresa, just give me one name. You can't. You just can't. All right, Joe Cook says, oh my God, such criticism about Trump. Have you been listening to the fake, false, disgusting news? These kids are getting worse messages over the TV every day. Like I can guarantee you, yes, they are. Over the television and over certain parts of the internet, you can see grown-ass adult people telling children how to masturbate. Telling them when to masturbate, telling them who their sexual partners should be, and in fact, it really doesn't matter. You shouldn't discriminate. You should have all sexual partners, all sort of them, at a very, very young, childish age and stuff. This is what they're being told over the TV on a nonstop basis every single day, to include all sort of other destructive behavior. Every single day. And yet, still, Facebook's concerned because Donald Trump's speaking to the youth. It's very concerning. It's quite concerning. We're going to finish off with this comment, all right, because we took long enough. This is the last comment. It's probably my favorite. Rosemarie Gonzalez Haddad says, I don't see why here President Trump said he said nothing out of line. Right? He was being real. He spoke his version of the truth. Right, and I'm going to have to paraphrase because it's kind of broken English. He said, if you notice on how bits and pieces were edited out, obviously, because it was an hour-long speech, it was made into 3 minutes. That's obviously completely edited. And she says, I am and will support the loyalty to our president, says Rosemarie Gonzalez. And she said, just FYI, I am a full-blooded Mexican woman. As if you couldn't tell by her name. Rosemarie Gonzalez. Rosemarie Gonzalez. She's a full-blooded Mexican. Thing is, she still has pride in the president, even though she's brown. Isn't that weird? Isn't that a funny thing? She still has pride in the president. You know what I'm saying? She has broken English, but she could still tell this video clip's clearly edited to make it seem as though Donald Trump's being bizarre. Meanwhile, it fails miserably at doing it. Alright, you're looking for some sort of ratings or something like that. You're looking for some sort of clickbait. Meanwhile, you failed miserably at it. Miserably. Alright, you wake up hating Donald Trump. You go to sleep hating Donald Trump. Your career is based on hating Donald Trump. Alright, when you eat cornflakes in the morning, you just hate Donald Trump. You're thinking about it and eating cornflakes. Alright, when you hug your children, you're thinking about hating Donald Trump. It doesn't matter. America doesn't matter. None of it matters. It doesn't matter if you have to murder Donald Trump. And yes, in fact, they are discussing different ways on how to murder Donald Trump. Doesn't matter. By any means necessary, you take out Donald Trump because you hate him. Your life revolves around him. And you're on one side of a divide all by yourself right now. And it's not a good look. I don't think it's a good place to be. You might want to think about that. You might want to think about that long and hard. Of course, some people are on this boat. They're on this Titanic boat and they're drowning, and that's just the end. That's the end of it. They'll stick to the boat until it goes way down to the bottom of the ocean. They just can't help themselves. They hate Donald Trump. And nothing else matters. It's the tribulation, by the way, y'all. It's July the 25th, 2017. Y'all holler at me, dude. I'll holler at y'all.